Hey everyone, it's Hairyfrankfurt, and today I'm going to be telling you the story of when a crazy gunman literally came to my work with a gun, obviously. This will be a little bit of a short story time, I guess, but it's one that I filmed literally like the day, maybe the week, definitely the month or year of the event. And I'm going to refilm it because I think it's worth discussing not only when these things happen, but forever. It's a very polarizing topic, and I figured what better way to piss people off on the internet. So to begin with some backstory, it was 2013, I believe, possibly 2012. I was working as a makeup artist at a store in Brisbane City, literally inside one of the biggest, what are they called? Department stores in Australia, one of their branches in Brisbane, the biggest one here, I think, maybe. I'm pretty sure it was a Friday. It was a Friday. I was working in the morning on a Friday, and I was working with my manager. So obviously when you work retail, you know that you work with your manager. Like there has to be one manager on duty at all times, if that makes sense. So I was working with my manager, and we were just setting up the store, I think we were just cutting lipsticks or making things look nice, cleaning up the shop, whatever. And we were talking, no, actually I don't even think we were talking. I was walking, so this is kind of difficult to explain. So we're inside, we are at like a stand inside of a massive department store on the beauty and cosmetics level. There's shoes. I'm trying to think of a way that I can like draw this map without actually like forgetting. One end of our store, like it's a long narrow counter, and one end is towards the handbags and the other is towards like shoes, kind of. And then on that side we've got a wall, and there's MAC Cosmetics on the back of us, and I think there were a few others around there. So we were like on an island. Is this making sense? We were like an island of stands in the middle, and there was a pathway that went around, and it went kind of like around us, and you could go through our stand. I was walking from the handbags section of our stand. This is totally not even relevant, but I was walking, I may have been holding, no, I don't think I was holding anything. I was going to the back of our store, which isn't really a store, but you get what I mean. I can remember I was smiling. I was happy. There was nothing wrong to my understanding. And I looked at these girls literally like they were running away and looking back. So they were running, I'm facing this way. They are running that direction and looking back there. And I can't see because, as I said, there's that wall to separate us from the stands on the other side of the wall. I see them and they're like, oh my god, is that real? And I was like, what are they talking about? And I'm one of those people that I get alerted to danger rather quickly. So I saw these girls, and I literally, like, my eyes made a beeline for them and realized something was up. Something's up, bitch, something's up. So I see these girls, and they're like starting to duck down and kind of run. And they were running, and like next to our stand or our counter was escalators that go down into the general shopping center as a whole. And they were kind of running towards there and going down there. And I was like, I was confused. I didn't know what any of that meant. So I kept walking and kind of looked around and saw all of the other staff from other counters within this shopping center being a little frantic, being a little bit kind of terrified. And then I turned around to my manager, and she had this shocked look on her face. And then she's standing closer to the escalators. And from the escalators, these like fully armed SWAT police officers come running up, and they're in full crouch, and they've got their guns out. And I realized that these girls had said, is that real? And they were referring to a gun. A man had a gun in this shopping center on a Friday when, like, I don't know in other countries, but Australia, we celebrate shopping. We have late night shopping on Fridays in the cities. So it was a Friday, it was 9 till 9. You knew people were gonna be there. I had no idea what the hell was going on because, like I said, there's this wall that's kind of like blocking us off from where this man with a gun was. But I see these girls going, oh my god, is that real? And they start running, And then I must have been holding something because I remember there was some little bit of a hold up, but these police officers were like, go down the escalators and run. And that, oh fuck. It's such a surreal thing to think of. Like these police officers were crouching, like they were running crouch-legged to avoid getting shot. Because like if a man's gonna shoot, he's gonna shoot like from his chest to your chest or higher. So if you're below chest level, then you're not gonna get a serious wound or injury. So we did as these police officers asked. We went down the escalators and we ran. And that's what we did. We just ran. And we didn't know where we were going. And just all these people just running. And I don't know if my memory's going hazy or if it was shock or something, but it just seems like a silent memory. It plays out in silence, and I'll never forget this mother with a young boy and a pram. I don't know if there was a baby in the pram or if the pram was for the young boy. For Americans, I think you call it a stroller, a pram, you know, whatever. And this little boy loses a shoe, and I wanted in that moment to stop and give him his shoe. But I kind of saw that the mother knew what was going on and the kid knew to pick it up. But I don't know, I feel like that is a great regret of mine, that I didn't help this little boy with his shoe, or didn't like, I don't know, I don't know if I could have helped anyone in any way. Because that was the only instruction we were giving. Get down and run. And just run. And nothing was in my mind. Nothing. And I'd just come to the realization that not only is there a guy with a gun close by, but I don't know what he looks like, which direction he's coming from, what he's doing, or where I'm supposed to go to get away from him, because what if we go to the evacuation point and oh look, there he is, you know? So it was terrifying, and it was the most bizarre thing. And for those of you who don't know, Australia has a very strict no-gun policy. So this was peculiar. Very, very peculiar. Yeah, look, guns don't kill people, people kill people. No one was shot by the gunman. It took several hours of de-escalating the situation in order to get this guy to drop his weapon. I don't even know if that fully happened, but I know he got shot with, I think, like is it a blank? Like a thing that doesn't actually kill you or bleed you out in the leg, and that's what demobilized him, and they took him to hospital. Turned out this guy, there's a lot of different rumors. I don't know how many of them are true, but he apparently went into the Rebel Sports on Queen Street looking for a big black duffel bag. And that obviously sounds really fucking sus. And I don't know what kind of gun he had. I really don't know. There's very little that I know of this event, because what they did is they ended up evacuating all of Queen Street, which, for those of you who don't know, maybe I'll put in a picture of how big Queen Street is, but like, Brisbane is a little town. Well, it's not really a town, it's a city, but it's a town. And Queen Street is the entire fucking city, okay? So if you work in the city and Queen Street gets evacuated, you are fucked, okay? Anyways, everyone's evacuated. We were in a park far from, well, not far from Queen Street, but far enough that we could take rolls and all that sort of stuff. And apparently this guy had been in and out of the court system because of I don't know if it was domestic violence, but some kind of family concern. And again, all of this is, I guess, hearsay or rumors, but from what I've heard from people, none of which can I guarantee are specifically reputable. This is not a news video, this is me recounting a story. Apparently he just kept saying, I want my kids back, I want my kids. Like, apparently he found out that he was going to lose his kids, and obviously he wasn't very well. I don't know whether his plan was to shoot other people or whether it was to kill himself in public or something. The whole thing is really quite sad, and I think it's safe to say, even though I don't have all of the information, if that was his motive or otherwise, I'm pretty sure after he went to a crowded place with a gun and stopped Brisbane for hours on end, because it took them hours to demobilize this guy and get him away from his weapon. Pretty sure it's safe to say he didn't get his kids. But again, I don't know. So maybe he did. Maybe they're just like, ha, good one, here you go, have your kids back. Probably not. but maybe. Yeah, so I thought I would pose the question to you guys. What are your opinions on guns, on gun violence, and on gun laws and gun restrictions? Because in Australia, very strict no gun policy. John Howard did that back in '93, I believe, and we seem to have gotten rid of a lot of mass shootings, but I don't know. Look, having been in that situation, even if I'd had a gun to defend myself, I don't believe I would have been prepared to take care of the situation in a way that was necessary, and the police are very well trained and it still took them hours. And like, I'm still beating myself up over not helping a kid pick up his shoe. I don't think there's any way that having a gun would have made me more prepared for that situation. Or, you know, if we'd all had guns, if it would have turned out better. Or if it would have been prevented entirely. I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm asking you guys for your opinions. This story doesn't have very many interesting bits and pieces, but I really just want to pose the question to you guys because I still stand quite firmly by the fact that I don't believe guns have a safe place in the hands of the masses. However, I think if it is to be possible for the masses to get a hand on guns, they should be rigorously tested psychologically and like lots. There should just be, I feel like there should be like waiting periods and like multiple psych testing and like multiple reviews on their psych testing, because just because you're mentally stable to get a gun 1 year doesn't mean you'll still be mentally stable next year. Things change. Obviously for this guy, things change. Maybe he had the gun licensed for putting down animals, I don't know, and then his wife left him with the kids and he was like, well, fuck, I've got this gun, let's go do something with it. I don't know. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm saying that people change, situations and circumstances change, and I don't believe that a person who is mentally sound to carry a gun at one time will forever be mentally sound or stable enough to carry a gun. So, with that being said, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I'm sorry the lighting in this video has gone away. Debbie is still fucking raining on my parade. Bitch is clouding up my sun. And that is why. So everyone, if you don't have an opinion on guns, then leave a fuck Debbie down below. Or if you're really not into the idea of like commenting and stuff, you can just click one of these links. There will be 4 of them. All of them send you to something that is me. One of them will subscribe you to me, and that way you can see me in the next video, which will be one of these also. So enjoy that, and you guys will see me then. Thank you for watching.